Hi, welcome to the channel. Today's video is titled Nicki Minaj throws Kenneth Petty's clothes out the window. Cardi B's pen victim fears for safety. Okay, we're going to check this together and I'll love your thoughts and your contribution in the comments below. Let's dive right in.
So allegedly, it's been going down between Nicki Minaj and her husband, Kenneth Petty. So Nicki has been really quiet on social media lately, more quiet than normal. And it's being alleged that the reason behind that has a lot to do with some kind of domestic situation at Nicki and Kenneth's place in LA. Now, one blogger is saying that neighbors actually called the police after witnessing what they called a domestic dispute. So Gossip of the City posted, "Auntie has been quiet lately. The police showed up in those hills after a domestic dispute. The neighbor called the police after witnessing it. Auntie was throwing his clothes out of the window as he was walking down the street." And Red Media alleged, blogger reveals that Nicki Minaj's sudden silence on social media is allegedly linked to a new marital crisis. According to them, Nicki was seen throwing her husband's things out of their matrimonial home in LA. Although they weren't direct as no names were mentioned, but her fans already figured out that they were talking about her. Last year, there was similar rumors that Kenneth Petty was cheating and bringing home strippers while Nicki was on tour, allegedly. Now, again, what's really interesting is that Nicki has been very quiet lately. And for someone who's usually very active on social media and always ready to clap back at haters, her silence is pretty loud. Now, usually when there are rumors about her marriage, she quickly shuts them down or defends her husband, but this time she's not putting in the energy, and that's making people think there might actually be something with these claims. Now, let's be real, this couple has had their share of ups and downs, just like any married couple. Nicki herself admitted in a Vogue interview in 2023 that things got testy between them after their son was born. She said they went through a rough patch dealing with being new parents. Now, just to be clear, Nicki hasn't confirmed anything, but if there's any truth to what's being said now, maybe she's finally had enough. I mean, this woman has been defending this man for years, dealing with all his BS legal baggage, and if he's not being faithful on top of all that, then I see why she was throwing that man's clothes out the window. I mean, that's the least she could do. And if it's true, I honestly feel for Nicki. She's been through so much defending this relationship, and nobody deserves to be disrespected in their own home. But again, we're just going off of what's being said online right now. So I want to know, what do you guys feel? Now y'all remember last year, Nicki tweeted, "Yes, single," and then she deleted it. Now that caused speculation that they were getting ready to get a divorce then, but it looked.
Let me just say this. First of all, yeah, we get it. Hollywood relationships, celebrities most especially, they glorify divorce, single parent, single whatever, they glorify those. And it's very rare to find Hollywood couples who still stay together happy, doing happy. Yeah. So they normalize some certain behavior or some certain things that regular people will look at and think it is okay, which isn't or shouldn't be okay. Now, whatever the case may be between her and her husband, I always say people should like know your deal breakers, because the fact, if the husband, the said husband, or if these rumors were said to be true, that the said husband would bring people from parties to the house. Hello, sir. No way. Regardless, that's outright disrespectful. At least respect your matrimonial home. But again, you see this, even if this was said to be true or not, regular people, when they hear this, they will think it is normal or they will think it is okay. No part of this is okay. I'm going to say this and I'm going to scream this at the top of my lungs. No part of this is okay. And okay, again, if she hasn't come to confirm it, whether it's true or not, she may want to keep details or things going on in a marriage whatsoever private. And I think some way we all had the decency, if she's willing to share, then let her share. If she's not ready to share or not ready to talk about it, it's quite okay. It's quite all right, because she's the one in the marriage, right? And maybe she doesn't want to talk about it on social media, or she doesn't want to talk about it in public. She wants to deal with it in the private and never get to talk about it. Maybe. But still, I just think that some behavior from celebrities, no matter how we want to think about it, some is not normal. And yeah, they too also have their own fair share of failure and whatever that goes on, or that happens. But still, us as regular people, we don't need to normalize some things or some certain behaviors that we see celebrities do that are not normal. That's just it.
Now, y'all remember last year, Nicki tweeted, yes, single, and then she deleted it. Now, that caused speculation that they were getting ready to get a divorce then, but it looks like they made it through that rough patch. But I'm wondering, is she really fed up this time if what's being alleged is true? Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this whole situation. But moving on to the next story. All right, so y'all probably already saw the video of Cardi B leaving her civil trial on Tuesday. You know, the case where some security guard was trying to get $24 million out of her. Anyway, she was walking out during her lunch break, and a reporter named Denied decides to ask her a real messy question.
Hey Cardi, you're beautiful.
Thank you.
Cardi, insiders are claiming that Offset is publicly bragging about getting you pregnant for the 4th time. Do you foresee any paternity issues with Stephon Diggs?
Stop disrespecting me. Don't disrespect me. How are you feeling?
In front of the courthouse.
You're amazing, Cardi. I still love you, even though you just threw some stuff at
I
me.
don't care. You're disrespectful. Don't do that. Do you see women asking those type of questions to me? Do you see women asking those questions to me?
It's a legit
Why
question.
do you feel as a man you get to ask me those type of questions? Act like you have some manners. And your mama taught you, respect women.
Now let's zoom in and see if she actually hit him with this pen.
Let me just say this: whether she hit him with a pen or not is not okay for her to throw the marker at him, because you you're in trial or in court for something that, and you're just leaving the courthouse or the courtroom, right? And weren't you just being charged for assault, alleged assault, right? And you're still outside the courthouse, and this is somebody else. What happens to managing your anger, controlling your anger? Because let's just be honest, reporters, journalists, they're always going to do what they want to do, or say what they want to say, rather. That's the right word, because some of them, they are doing their job. Some of them, they have no filter. Some of them, they don't. They know how to, like, they want to get those words out of you. They want to get your reaction. They want you to behave some certain way and say, yes, I get you, and whatever. And you as a celebrity, or you as a public figure, regardless of the status, it is your job to know that, oh, this person is trying to get something out of you, or get your reaction, or to paint you in a certain light, or twist your words, or twist what you say. So, oh, instead of, what happened to maybe not say anything, maybe not say nothing, walk to your car if you don't want to talk about it. But taking a marker pen, whether he hit him or not, we should not condone this, please. We should not look at it whether the thing hit him or touch him. Which part of it is right? That you took a marker to throw at somebody? What if he hit him? He did not hit him, but what if he hit him? You still be back at the courthouse or courtroom again. Common sense.
Now, I know we can only see so far to the left, but it looks like to me she did not hit anyone. It looks like the pen bounced off the ground. So what's funny is this reporter denied has came out with the whole statement. Now, he's saying that Cardi's fans are coming for him, threatening him, doxing him, pulling up his family information. He says he's in reasonable fear because of all the harassment. Now, I don't condone nobody going after people's family, but let's be real, this man is trying to flip the script and make himself the victim here when he clearly antagonized her. Now, in the video I'm getting ready to show, he's elaborating about Cardi being extremely violent and how she's in a gang. Take a listen.
Hi, my name is Denad. I am in reasonable fear because Cardi B's fans are threatening to hurt me. They are doxing me, pulling up information about me, slandering me, defaming me. This is blown completely out of proportion. Initially, I was more concerned about Cardi B because you're in the middle of closing arguments and decided to assault someone outside of the courthouse who just basically asked a question. No matter if the question was rude, disrespectful, you don't assault anyone. In the state of California, throwing a piece of paper at someone can also be considered assault. So I don't want anybody to say that I'm playing the victim. Initially, I was more concerned about Cardi B because, again, you're in the middle of closing arguments, assaulting someone outside of the courthouse. I did not want the jury to make a decision based upon her actions towards me. Whether she's pregnant, fake pregnancy or not, she's extremely violent, an extremely violent person. Even internationally, followed Ra Ali to France and decided to assault her and come online and publicly brag about it, based upon an assault that took place at Harper's Bazaar 6 or 7 years ago. I think Cardi B is very petty and vengeful, and I am in reasonable fear. She also threatened other bloggers and other YouTubers and other live streamers that she will do something on Brim, which is a gang affiliation. Cardi B and I have first-degree connections to each other who are in fact gang affiliated, who does in fact know my movements and where I hang out at. This is why I'm in reasonable fear. Also, I don't want to be afraid to go and cover a true crime case or go and cover a celebrity case because I'm continuously being assaulted. If you guys don't remember, in New York City at the Diddy trial, just because I asked Gene Dill a question, he decided to assault me inside of the federal court building. He did not experience any consequences or repercussions for his actions, nor did Cardi B. So I don't want to normalize these public figures assaulting people. People asked me if I wanted to sue Cardi B. My initial response was no, because again, I was more concerned about her. I do think that she owes me a public apology at the very least. So, and she also needs to tell her supporters to stop harassing me, stop doxing me, and stop, trying to contact my family and pull up things that is completely irrelevant. I just want to be able to do my job as a blogger. I will continue to at least try to, show up to court cases and ask thought-provoking questions and get engagement. I'm an independent journalist who should be respected as such. So if you guys have any information or if you guys know Cardi B and you can tag her, please tell her to issue a public apology because, number one, she's not even pregnant, which means that she acted out of impulse and, try to pull the pregnant woman card when neither one of them are applicable to her. Everyone who knows me know that I can be really cutthroat, and I was very, very respectful to Cardi B. I feel like I respect Cardi B more than she respects herself, let alone any other women. So anybody that knows her, just tell her to issue a public apology to, at the very least, cool her fans down from continuously harassing me on behalf of her. Thank you.
Now, what got me is when he said that he was being very respectful to Cardi and that he...
With that being said, this time around, I'm going to be nice. The next person to try to do a frivolous lawsuit against me, I'm going to countersue. And I'm going to make you pay.
He's the one in the wrong. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments, but that's all I have for you, and I'll talk to you later.
Right? A lot of people in Hollywood, like Cardi B, is not going to answer real questions. She wants to be coddled. She's a perpetuant child. I see what you guys are asking, and a part of my reporting and journalistic integrity is having the courage to ask what everybody want to know. And so in asking what everybody want to know, I make sure I'm as respectful as possible. no matter how respectful you are, or no matter what you say or do, if you're asking something that these people are trying to avoid, then the last thing that I want to do is, have somebody to react the way that Cardi B.
But was that the right place and time to ask that question? I think as a human being, you're supposed to know the right place and time to ask some certain question. She was in court for a particular reason, right? And wasn't that supposed to be the question to ask first before asking about any other thing? I mean, but again, honestly, 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 if I'm being honest, Cardi B was in the wrong for throwing the marker at him. I don't think she should have reacted that way. I think maybe she shouldn't have responded if she didn't want to and just walked away. And I think his question as at that time was completely unnecessary. Yes, we get it, this gossip is blog and whatever. It was unnecessary because she was just coming out of the courthouse or courtroom, right? And you should have asked if you really wanted to know, ask for about the court um hearing first before proceeding to another. It's common sense. I think people would agree. But again, the fact that the fans, if this were true or whatever, fans coming at him, fans, this is what I always say, like sometimes it's fans that will just want to um create all of this, excuse me, all of these things that are completely unnecessary. It makes no sense. But I just think that there should be time and place for some certain questions. Even you as a journalist, you're supposed to know that. We get it is gossip and all that jazz, but yeah, yeah. Cardi B wasn't. I mean, that wasn't the best way to go. The reaction, I think she should have controlled herself because you're a public figure, and I think that is what lots of this public figure lack because some of them don't know the act of self control.
In the comments, but that's all I have for you, and I'll talk to you later.
Right? A lot of people in Hollywood, like Cardi B, is not going to answer real questions. She wants to be coddled. She's a perpetuant child. I see what you guys are asking. And a part of my reporting and journalistic integrity is having the courage to ask what everybody want to know. And so in asking what everybody want to know, I make sure I'm as respectful as possible. No matter how respectful you are, or no matter what you say or do, if you're asking something that these people are trying to avoid, then the last thing that I want to do is, have somebody to react the way that Cardi B reacted towards me. Given the fact that Cardi B is on trial for assault and there's no video and it's Cardi's word against that woman's word, I find it very crazy for Cardi B to react by throwing a pen at me the same way she practically allegedly reacted with this security guard at this office. The security guard in her assault case is claiming that Cardi B literally physically attacked her. And if all those people was not there and it was just me by myself and no other cameras and Cardi B's team, Cardi B would have attacked me or had one of those people that she was with to attack me. That's what I'm led to believe because I'm going to ask the question that people want to know regardless of anything. And so for Cardi B to sit there and gaslight me and say, what kind of questions that to ask a woman? Well, when she went inside the courthouse this morning, somebody asked her a question. It was a woman, and she flicked them off. So she's very childish. So it doesn't matter what I ask. If it's not something to pander to her or to cater to her, she's going to react. It doesn't matter what I ask. So as long as it's something that she deemed something she didn't want to answer, which is what we all want to know, she was going to react that way. Now, I'm going to do a full breakdown of everything on Twitch. I'm actually going to roast her and everything because she got me kicked out of the courthouse. Yes, Cardi B got me kicked out of the courthouse, y'all. That's why I'm home right now in the courthouse and still going home. I'm like, how the fuck can you get me kicked out of the courthouse when I exercised my First Amendment right and you assaulted me? Okay, and I'm not playing the victim. Let me go ahead and put this out there right now. I have no intentions on suing Cardi B. I have no intentions for any of that. Her reaction to my question told me everything that I needed to know. So it was not my point it was not my point. And then Ken Barbie is trying to come at me when you look like a creature. So it's a lot that I got to respond to. And I'm going to do that on Twitch. My Twitch is in the bio of this video. Okay. So like I said, for her to react that way while she's on an assault trial, it actually looks bad. And to the people that want to know, no, I have no intentions of suing her. Did she assault me? I don't know. She threw a pen. However, when it comes to the color of law, according to California law, you can throw a piece of paper and assault someone. It doesn't even require it to hit you. Battery is when it makes physical contact. Assault is when you put somebody in reasonable fear. Am I in fear? Because I don't know. The pain could have poked me in the eye or whatever the case may be. Who knows? So I'm not going to sit here and like play the victim. But as a matter of operative law, she can get in trouble for assault. Let's be clear about that. And I do need a lot of money right now, but I'm not finna like sue her. Like, it was a question. It was a question, and her reaction to that question gave me everything that I needed to know. And it gave y'all content. It gave bloggers stuff to talk about. It gave TMZ, the Shade Room, everybody something to post about. And hopefully they give me credit because I do this. Again, from the Tory Lanez trial to the A$AP Rocky trial to the Diddy trial to this goddamn trial here with Cardi B, to the Lil Durk trial that's coming up, to the Milagograms and Megan Thee Stallion trial. I'm going to be there, and I'm going to ask the questions that you guys want to know. I think I have a First Amendment right to do so. I think the best place to exercise your First Amendment right should be near and by the court of law, you know? So to the people that got so much to say, I'm going to do a full breakdown about this on my Twitch, okay? So you guys could follow my Twitch. It's pinned in my bio.
So
Okay. I see this and I get this. Now I see that he wants to use this. This is given like using this as an avenue to get famous or whatever if he isn't famous. But still, um, was Cardi B right for throwing the pen at him? No, she wasn't. I think she should have just, if you didn't want to answer the question, ignore. Still, but I still think that maybe just ask the appropriate question, then maybe on to the next, right? And it's just common sense, right? It's common sense. Of course, people want to know. It's gossip. It's always going to be gossip. People want to know some things, but still, but still, what was the case that she was in court for? Ask that first before you go on to the next. Yeah, but truthfully, truth be told, nah, this is all shades of messy. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.